Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Getting Tune. I'm Michael Grassi, and I have a really great show planned tonight. I got three amazing creators on. You know me, I look forward to talking all things comics, cartoons, writers, animators, illustrators. It doesn't matter if they're in the cartoon industry. I enjoy chatting with them. And there is a Kickstarter out with 3 days left for a book called Velour and Tweed. All right. It's the collected edition of the 10 issues. And we got the creator. Let me bring them on. If I mess up their name, they will correct me. All right. This is the creator, Taylor Mosbey. Hello.
Hey.
We got the artist on the first 10 issues, Chris Fason. Did I do that right?
Yes.
Awesome. And also another fantastic artist, Joey Sabo.
Woo.
I got it right too?
Yep.
Awesome. I did great. Okay.
3 for 3.
Yeah, 3 for 3. The show's over now. I did fantastic. I can't screw up anymore. Pressure's off. So, first of all, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I've been looking forward to chatting with all of you. I have checked out the Kickstarter, which we're going to look at in a little bit. I'm just opening up the screen a little better so I can see it. It looks like such a fun project, fun story. I can't wait to show the audience about it. But before we get into that, let's just kind of get into your backgrounds, what some people might call your origin story. How did you guys get into comics? Who were your influences as writers, artists, whatever? Was it comics? Was it cartoons? You know, I've had so many people be influenced in so many different ways on this show. So let's start with Taylor. And since you're the creator.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel kind of like the odd man out a little bit because even though I am graphically inclined, I am not an illustrator per se, other than just like doodling here and there. But I grew up on, the 80s and 90s cartoons, Ninja Turtles. I see you're sporting the Ninja Turtle shirt.
Yep.
I kind of missed out on the G.I. Joe, Transformers. I caught a lot of Thundercats on rerun, snarf, and yeah, that kind of thing. Didn't have Nickelodeon or anything like that, so I kind of missed out on all the Nicktoons, and it was kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of guy. And then our house was always had editions of Calvin and Hobbes or The Far Side. My dad had an old copy of a collection of Pogo.
Oh, wow.
So
first off, you're just naming all the strips I love. For those who don't know, I've always considered myself a strip artist over a comic artist, and I have 2 of the volumes of Pogo. I have the complete collection behind me of Far Side and of Calvin and Hobbes. So just so I
know that everyone likes them, and it's like, oh, that's it's not like a deep cut, but it was good. It's what we had in the house. It's kind of shaped me, like storytelling wise, and like getting the finer points all at once. Especially the Far Side. I mean, talked about right away.
Wow, yeah.
So that kind of thing. And then other influences growing up would be Jack Prelutsky, his poetry, kids' weird poetry. We had a book, Queen of Een, just some weird stuff. And then we had like constantly playing Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So Tim Burton definitely played an influence on me. Mm-hmm. And then later on, as far as storytelling goes, and just kind of being story driven, Stephen King, Neil Gaiman. To go way back, I'm a fan of G.K. Chesterton, whom doesn't have anything to do with cartoons or comics, but he kind of got a philosopher's edge to him, and he's a good storyteller. And I think all stories kind of have a philosophy, whether they know it or not. So, yeah, I mean, that's in a nutshell. That's kind of where I got to where I'm at, comic wise.
All right, cool. How about Chris? We'll move down to you and then go to Joey.
Right on. I didn't think this through as well as Taylor did, but my first love was the newspaper comic strips, uh, and of course, Calvin and Hobbes. Everyone loves that, and I loved Bloom County as well, and just whatever Funky Winker Bean, whatever was on there was in there. I read pretty much all of it. Sally Forth, everything.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I didn't really even. I mean, I would get comics from like when I'd go with my grandma to the grocery store, and she'd give me like, read this and sit under the buggy so you don't bother me while I shop. And that's what I did. And like if I was good, I could put that one back because I've already read it, and she'd buy me like a different one. And didn't discover like a comic book store until I was like 15, and then that was like the gates of heaven opening up, and that was really cool. I was the '90s. Image crowd was huge.
Yeah.
Influence. Uh, and and following through with that, the like you said, Sandman with the Neil Gaiman was huge. All the Vertigo stuff at the time,
Mm.
uh, and then also all the cartoons that Taylor mentioned, except the ones he said he didn't get into, because I was watching Transformers and Masters of the Universe because I'm a little bit older, and
Mm.
and then the big whenever there was a cool animated movie, anything by Don Bluth was great. Uh, what else am I thinking? Sorry, I'm, I'm
It's
blanking.
okay.
But yeah, I've got a lot of the Gen X style level of what was cool then is the stuff that really influenced me,
Yeah.
and I started drawing comics. Just as a kid, I was drawing like little comic strips and comics characters, and then I started uh, with Hero Happy Hour. Started a superhero Happy Hour was my first comic, and it's still something I work on. And
Mhm.
for the past 20 years, the first one hit the stands in 2002. So we're at our 20th anniversary this year of it.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. We got a special coming out later on. We just gotta put the time together to get it made. Uh, Also, I did a children's book with Taylor called Elk Bar, which was really cool.
Mhm.
Um, and War Tweet has been like the last big huge thing that I've done comics wise, and I'm pretty proud of what we've done. And I hope we can get this Kickstarter funded.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it looks great. And by the way, I flipped through the stuff. I know it's all your artwork, man. I I like it a lot. You say, you name your influences, and I really see like I don't know, I'm gonna go more with like '90s Saturday morning cartoons kind of feeling some of it, or even a little video game-ish in some aspects of like '90s style.
Oh yeah,
Um, which I love. From what you were saying, I'm assuming you and I are around the same age because I got Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers, all those things. So, um, cool. Move on, Joey. Let's talk about your influences and such.
So I started reading. So my dad actually got me into comics really young, so that he would help because it would help me read.
Mhm.
My dad was an avid reader, and we had just libraries of books. And to help us kind of ease in, my brother and I would get a comic book from the grocery store or something like that. And I remember my first comic book was one of the Star Comics He-Mans, one of the
Okay.
Masters of the
Yeah.
Universe, and then my brother is the one who kind of got me into more of the adult comics, with the actual original Eastman and Layard Ninja Turtles,
Mhm.
like the black and whites and
Yeah. Yeah.
ultra violence, and so it was amazing. And yeah, from there it was just kind of anything I could consume, I would. Like artist wise though, like my influences, I tend to lean a little bit goofier. Like
Mhm.
I'm like the Sunday strips were always I loved
Mhm.
those. Um, Rob Schrab is
Mhm.
oddly enough
Oh,
huge influence.
you know what? I can see that a bit in your work. Now, let me tell you, Chris,
yeah.
seeing this Kickstarter was the first time I saw your work. Um,
Okay.
I've been connected with Joey on Facebook for at least a year, maybe
Mhm,
longer. So I'm very
mhm.
familiar with his work, his style, and I could see a lot of like, you know, the what's the word I want to. If I want to use the word goofiness, I don't know if I want to say goofiness,
It's
but
a
that
goofy
Rob. No, but
cartooniness.
I'm saying like that Rob Schraub
Right.
style that you're mentioning. Like I could see an influence, a little bit of Scud in there. Now that you're
Whimsical.
saying
You
that,
can say whimsical.
Mhm.
yeah, whimsical. That's
Yeah, I like
a
that.
great term. Yeah, that's a
That's
great term.
awesome.
Yeah. But I also
and-
will say I do see a bit of Rick and Morty type of stuff in there too.
Right, and I like to call that primetime American, because you have like the anime fans who will draw manga and anime and stuff like that, and for some reason I'm really drawn to the primetime American cartoons, like The Simpsons kicking it off, and then there's so many, and they all follow sort of a formula there, and then once you variate from that formula, and it's all to me based off of like the original Sergio Oregano stuff.
Oh, dude,
Like,
you just named my all-time favorite guy.
he's amazing. Him and Stan Sakai. Like,
Yep.
I grew up like idolizing those guys. So, and I was with them. I was with the '90s with the Image Revolution, and like Eric Larson still blows my mind. But I always leaned a little bit more to the cartoony, whimsical.
Yeah, I tend to do that too. It's funny because I draw in a variety of styles, but when I draw in what I consider my own style, I kind of go back to kind of a Hanna-Barbera-ish type of look in my work. And but yeah, like all the people you were naming, like and you were naming, like they're all my influences too. So it's like really really cool stuff there. I'm thrilled that you guys have all those influences because I know about them and I can talk about them without going, huh? So Joey, before we just move along, when did you start like getting into making comics and things?
So I had done like I worked at a place where I had ample amounts of time, like graveyard shifts and access to Microsoft Paint. So I did, I think 110 little things that I called paint comics. And I really liked that, but it was, again, 3-panel, 4-panel. And I never really got into like the whole comic book page thing. Of course, you'd always plan, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it actually wasn't until I met these guys that I did my first comic. Yeah, so they were the ones who first off inspired me, and then kind of welcomed me into the fold, and really got me in there. And it was amazing. So
that's fantastic. Let's I don't want to put the Kickstarter up right away. I do want to look at it. I'm very excited to look at it.
I don't mind interjecting right now and saying
I was gonna say
that I did neglect to say that even though I don't recall, I mean, I've seen plenty of the reruns of Masters of the Universe. I did see Masters of the Universe, the roller skate extravaganza. Thank you.
I didn't see that, so I'm a little jealous.
I missed that too.
Wichita, Kansas, and 80 some odd.
Wow.
And there's a little snippet that I actually used one of the comics that came with the Master of the Universe toys. They'd always come with a little comic book.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, so one of them, and you probably have this one. I think it was for Extendor. I think that's the one. It looks like a knight, and you can stretch him out. But there was like a speed demon, and one of the characters I told Fason, like, hey, use that as an influence. But yeah, I do recall those. But that's just me trying to look cool. So.
Dude, I can.
You're one of the coolest guys I know.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I said you're one of the coolest guys I know.
Yeah, that's. Listen, you create comics, you're cool in my book. That's how I look at it. I will say this: you want to talk about trying to look cool? This is going to totally destroy everything. So you remember the original He-Man cartoon, right? Where he would, what is it? He would always have that pose or that thing where, like in the intro, he'd throw a punch. You remember that? And then I would always pretend to be hit by him and throw myself back, whether I was sitting on the couch or on the floor or something. And when he throws that punch, I go, whoa. So, okay, I just lost all my coolness there. But that is my level of geeking out on He-Man. I love it.
Probably not. I mean, I think probably all of us are the types that like do the little hand wave when we go into the grocery store.
Yeah.
I still do it. My daughter, who's 16, who's just now gotten into Star Wars, used to roll her eyes, and now she does it with me. So
yeah. I sometimes bring it really close to me so no one can tell I'm doing it, but I'll just be like,
these are the doors I'm looking for.
yeah.
right. It's bad enough that when I'm driving, my wife makes fun of me because if somebody cuts me off, I do machine gun noises, and I like grab the steering wheel and I'm like,
yeah. You know, so I made I was asking someone the other not the other day, a while back, and I think I even posted this on Facebook. And you talking about driving. You ever try? I'm just curious if you guys ever try this. So it's raining out and your windshield wipers are going, but you're stopped at a light, and you're trying to turn them off and on to line up with the car in front of you's windshield wipers. Do you ever do that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that and blinkers.
Blinkers.
Like, yeah, try to get those
constantly.
Yeah,
it's these little distractions that I'm like, I'm gonna get somebody killed.
Why aren't you going? Shh, honey, this is important.
The blinkers got to match up.
Yeah, I'm very big on the wind. It drives me nuts. I don't know why, but the windshield wipers drives me insane. Anyway, guys, yeah, no, I was going to ask you another question, but I forgot it now.
Sorry.
Like I told, no, listen, I told you we go on. What?
What type of windshield wipers do you use?
Oh, I'd have to look at the brand. They're good though. No, but I told you we go. I sometimes go on tangents on this show and I forget things, so it happens. It's no worries. It's going to be great anyway. We're gonna have more and more fun here. Just give me a second. So oh, I know what I wanted to ask you, and this is for Taylor, and you know, Chris, you can answer too because it's part of the book. So Valor and Tweed, all right. Before we bring up the Kickstarter, can you talk, Taylor, if you can talk about how you came up with the idea, and maybe both you and Chris could talk about the process that you guys went through. How long did it take you to do? You have 10 issues collected. So like, how long was the process to do one? How did they come out regularly? How did the process and everything work for you guys?
Sure. I'll jump in. So Valor and Tweed for me was a long time coming. When I was growing up, I had and still have this teddy bear named Bubba, and he and I were like, he was kind of like the mascot of the family, and you know, he'd go on trips and go on adventures and all that kind of stuff, and so it was always kind of this teddy bear companion.
Yeah,
and so and then also my dad for a bit of his life he was a private investigator. And so there's this, the thrill and the mythos that surrounds private investigators and the prestige and the intrigue. And I thought, there's, and maybe I got some influence from Roger Rabbit. I most assuredly did as the story went on. Pulled more influences from Roger Rabbit. But I had the idea that it'd be great to have the kind of stereotypical angry, frustrated private eye and the cheerful partner, but reverse their attitudes. So the private eye was actually trying to be the more positive, better outlook on life, was, kinder to people and more thoughtful, and, still had his own issues, but like, had more control over his temper. And the cute little teddy bear was the one who was just teed off all the time. And just so about the time that I mentioned this to Fason years ago, I think we went out like that day and saw the movie Ted, and I was like, God dang it, I can't use a teddy bear now. But I think that really worked out in my favor, in the favor of the story, because there's a lot of great literary and movie allusions with rabbits.
Yeah.
And so I was able to really bring those in. And even in the title, Valor and Tweed, it was going to be like velveteen and cashmere or velveteen and linen or something like that. But I felt like that was a little bit on the nose with the velveteen rabbit. And so I got out my thesaurus and looked up similar words and came up with velour and tweed, and started working on getting a few episodes. Sorry, I'm in film and TV, so I say episodes.
It's okay.
Some the issues together, and Fason got kind of a running start on it, and we just kind of jumped in. So
it came out as a webcomic Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 2.5 years.
Yeah, a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
And was that the whole series for 3 days a week for 2 years or so?
Yeah.
And that's all 10 issues that you're collecting now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's all 10 issues. And then also Sabo and I worked on a little side story that does connect more directly with or tie in with the story called Tales of Port Orion.
Okay.
And there might be more exploring the world which would Velour and Tweed live in, but yeah, all 10 faithfully for the most part, with breaks over the holidays, but for the most part Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Churn and burn.
Yep.
So Chris, how far ahead did you draw?
At first I was about 5 to 7 weeks ahead. And then like things would come up and I wouldn't be quite as far ahead. And at one point I was, drawing them the day before they went up.
Yeah, I know. I've done that. Yeah.
But I'm a stay-at-home dad, and that was my day job at the time. So
okay.
And I also work with Taylor in television, so I get to work remotely anyway. And but yeah, I would by the end there I was pumping out a page fully dressed in 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We were talking earlier. He's a beast. Like he'll be like, "Oh, blah blah blah," and then he'll send it to me, and I'm just like, "What?
That's insane."
Did a grilled cheese sandwich. What happened?
One thing I failed to mention in my bio was I studied animation in college, and I submitted animation portfolios for a while. I could have got on to The Simpsons at one point, but then I had a kid instead, so that didn't work out. But so you learn to draw fast when you want to be an animator.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I was shocked you put it in 5 hours a page. I mean, I could lay out like a quick rough of a page. I don't want to sound. I don't know how to make the sound, but like in like 10 minutes, I can rough out, maybe even less, rough out the page. And if I'm doing it all myself, I don't even tighten my pencils. I tighten it with ink digitally. So I just go and draw. But if I'm penciling it for someone else, that's like another hour of work, a little more to tighten and make it clean to send out to someone for me.
Fortunately for me, Taylor trusts me implicitly with the art source. So it was like sometimes he didn't even get to see the roughs. He just saw the finished page.
Yeah, and very rarely. I mean, there was the occasion where I was like, "No, this won't work." But yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. I trust Chris to get it done. I trust him as a storyteller. I trust him with the idea of what's going on. And it got to a point where he knew, if he didn't know necessarily where the story was going, he knew the characters well enough to kind of feel that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And I was working for the most part, on shows and such. So I wasn't entirely lazy. It wasn't.
Oh, I wasn't saying that, man. No.
Chris just called me out.
I am.
Chris he'd be like, "Where are the pages?" And I would put down my coconut drink, and I would say, "Oh, I guess I will write something for my stories."
Yeah.
I don't think it was like that.
No, never. No, you never ever complained to me.
No, that's great. And you know what I like? I like what I see teams of people who work well together and also get along great, especially on these type of these shows. So it's I can see that you two probably had a really nice working relationship, and saying that you're doing it still,
Yeah, for me, it's great. I mean, I'm just fortunate that Fason's so desperate. No, do you ever have anybody on the show that like they don't like each other or like?
Not that they made it public, I think, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Don't
I
name
don't
any
know.
names.
I won't. I don't even remember some of them. It's no, I'm kidding. I remember all my guests. I always have a great time with all my guests. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who butt heads. I know I've done it with other creatives that I've worked with, and it's just, we all have different ideas.
Yeah, when you care
and-
about something, that happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I tend to do a lot myself just because, I don't have anyone who'll work free and I have no money to pay someone for. So I do it all myself right now. And I would love to have someone who, could take inking off my hands or something like that for one day, or lay my flats in or something. But so, yeah, I tend to move a little slower than most people, because for me, the inks, I feel, always kill my work. I'm one of those guys, and Chris, you'll know this, being an animator, you capture that great line, that great movement and emotion just in that quick sketch, and then you go to put ink over and it's like, crap. It's just, I'm gonna hurt, and I always get nervous with my inks. So I wish I had someone else to ink for me.
That's one thing I love about inking everything digitally now, because I'll make, I'll do my inks and I don't like them, so I'll just trash them and try for something more dynamic or something better.
Yeah. When I get something I like, I create a new layer, so I don't mess up that, and I can screw up the rest.
Right. You've got that one nugget of.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, it's there, it's good. Everything else, if I have to fix, I can play around. But yeah, I tend to work that way too. But yeah, just since we're talking working methods, Joey, how about you? What are your working methods?
Whenever I have time. I actually don't. I don't draw with pencil. I've never been a pencil guy. There's just something about it that, like, I rub on it and I'm like, ugh. And so, like, basically, if there's a pen there, I'm going to draw with it.
Okay.
And that transitioned me really nicely into, like, I just started using Procreate, and I'm just like, what is this? It's nuts. But yeah, so I've never really been like I'm gonna do my pencils and then I'm gonna do like all that. I'll do probably a rough in pen, super quick.
Yeah.
And again, that's something that I picked up watching Sergio. Is like he's like, most of the time just pulls out a pen and does it, and I'm like, I want to be him. So so I started trying with that, and so I just. Yeah, and then basically, if I have time, if I'm not doing anything else, I'm doodling or screwing around, just trying to put something down.
Yeah, and you keep mentioning Sergio. Every time you mention, I look up. I have an original Gru drawing up there. It's I don't know if I can get it down. Or I could probably get it down. I don't know if I can get it up with the way things block it. But it's Gru, his dog, and the minstrel. And the minstrel has a little dragon on top of his lute, and he's that's colored in colored pencil, man. I remember buying that off Sergio. He gave me a nice little deal on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was still over $100, but he cut it down on the price, and I just geek out every time. Like, I look at it every day when I'm in
amazing.
here.
Amazing.
So let's just
very
good. So but yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And I recently started using Procreate again. I bought a new iPad Pro, and for a long time I was Clip Studio Paint all the way, and I still am. I still think that's probably my go-to, but I've been having a lot of fun in Procreate and doing a lot of work and stuff in that. And actually, I've been using them and posting them on well, not just my Instagram account, but my TikTok account. So I've been using it as a drawing way to build it, and people are attaching, liking it. So it's fun to watch those things. Anyway, let's get to this Kickstarter here you guys got.
Cool.
I'm looking forward.
Hey, D.
to
Sorry.
No problem. Okay, and let's just share screen here. View. Here it goes. And he says Procreate is awesome. It's my go-to app. I'm full. When I first got my iPad, I'll just tell you this real quick. When I first got my iPad in 2017, I got Procreate. I loved it, but I felt it was kind of for the work I wanted to do. And so I stopped using it, and I was in Clip Studio Paint or I was in Photoshop. I just recently, and like within a month, got a new iPad Pro. And I went into Procreate just to play around and experiment with the brushes again. And I don't know what it is, but I fell in love with it now. And I just love to kind of just sketch. And I still want to use Clip Studio for my actual work, but I like the sketching and the idea stages playing around in Procreate a lot.
And I had seen Procreate, and again, man, I got to give it to Fason. He coached me through, and helped me join the cult, and yeah. So finally, I just bit the bullet and was like, "All right, dude, I got to get it. Like, oh, I just got to do it." And yeah, it's amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. But let's look over here. I'm gonna give this the full screen, and where is it here? Now, before we go into some of the stuff, I'm going to watch the video. We did a little test with Chris earlier. He says the volume's a little low. I'm bringing it as high up as I can go. You guys at home, I'm sorry. For some reason, the StreamYard service I use and Macs don't always work good with sharing sound off from a website. I don't know why. But we're going to play this real quick.
Mosbey, the creator and writer of the award-winning comic Valor and Tweed. And this is the Kickstarter to get issues 1 through 10 printed, published, and into your hands and into bookstores. Valor and Tweed is this kind of Roger Rabbit meets Blade Runner mystery adventure. A worn-out but optimistic PI named Valor has an unlikely partner. 2.5-foot, frustrated robotic toy robot called Tweed. Together they navigate bizarre streets of Port Orion filled with gang members, robots, animal people, and monsters, and they investigate crimes and solve mysteries while an even bigger mystery involving them unfolds. Ever since Valor and Tweed debuted online in August 2019, friends and fans have been asking when they can get a printed version to hold in their hands. And now we can make that happen. The indelible Chris Fason, masterfully illustrated and brightly colored over 300 pages of action, comedy, horror, and mystery, bringing the tale together and creating the world and elements of Port Orion where our heroes and villains work and play. Each issue begins a new chapter with cover art from 10 different and talented artists. Along with the book, we're offering some fun rewards. Exclusive Valor and Tweed Kickstarter t-shirts, 18 by 24-inch cover posters, Valor and Tweed playing cards, the much requested Tweed plushie, even a chance to come hang out with Fason and myself in Atlanta. And everyone will be getting extra goodies like Valor and Tweed pinups by various artists, stickers, pins, and more. If things go really well, we have some stretch goals in mind. Patreon appreciation awards, animatic issues, and individual releases each issue. Thank you for checking out the campaign. I hope that you support myself, Chris Fason, the other artists, and of course, Valor and Tweed. Thanks again.
Whoop. Very nice. I hope it was loud enough for everyone to hear. Where is the mouse on? What screen is it on? Sorry, guys. I got 3 different screens here. So, was it good enough for everyone to hear?
I heard it on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much to my chagrin. That was.
And did you say you guys are in Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. No, I was just saying because was liking some of your backgrounds there, like your nature backgrounds that you were shooting up against.
Yeah, that's my backyard. So
I love how you changed every location. You know.
it was I think me just wanting to edit, but also good for like me trying to memorize like each little section. It was just an easy thing to change it up. So yeah.
All right, so you're asking for 6,000. You're at 4,778 with 57 backers. So with 3 days left, this is totally doable. So people watching at home, totally go back. And if you tell them get in tune, you backed watching get in tune, you won't get anything special probably. So, but yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with this. This book looks great. It looks fun.
It's
Let's
so
see.
and I'm coming from the fan standpoint.
Yeah.
Like just seeing the art again, like just all together, man. Like it just like I'm excited to literally read it again and just sit there and just delve in. Oh, see, look at him smelling it. Look at him.
Smells good.
we did get a one comment about the sound from JD Smith, digital artist on Twitch. He says the audio was a little crusty, but I could hear it over on Twitch. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, this art is gorgeous, and I know you kind of talked a little bit about it in the in the video, but can you just kind of give us a quick overview again of what the book is about?
So the book is about it starts out feeling like it's going to be just kind of a regular neon noir mystery story where each issue they kind of have their own another mystery to solve or another task to do as PIs, and some of these stories were based off of things my father told me when he was a PI.
Okay.
So loosely based. He did not have a partner that was a rabbit that I know of. But then as the story develops, the world kind of the city that they live in kind of envelops them, and the corporation that's in charge or whoever's running or behind the scenes of that corporation has some sort of involvement with them that they are not quite aware of, and so the story kind of evolves into this bigger story that that deals with both of them, Tweed specifically. So
okay. And Chris, this is your animation here?
Yeah, I did it very quickly.
No, it's okay. I love it. I like it a lot. And I like how you put it on like loose leaf looking paper, It's just
I think Taylor actually did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, guilty.
No, it's just a nice smooth movement. I like it.
One thing that I want to bring to light about this is the tech in the comic. Like it's so cool. It's like this retro future, super future, and then back to retro again. It's so charming. It's such a good environment, such a good atmosphere. I'm like fanboying out seeing all this stuff again. I'm like, oh, I love it so much. I really do. I really think it's great.
I'm gonna have to check out some. This is I saw as I was scrolling through this as you guys were talking that it's still available online to read, but this is going to be the definitive version with you have some changes in here and you've done from the original webcomic and stuff. But I'm just dying to see more of the art, and get a bit of the story. Where could they find this online?
ValoranTweed.com.
ValoranTweed.com. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude, this just stuff is so fun.
So yeah, if you look up online Valoran Tweed just in a Google search, for the first few you'll actually get this story, and then you'll start getting into textiles and fabrics and stuff. But initially,
Is
Yes.
now I'm just looking. I want to ask just because I do like to recommend books to the specific target audience. Is this a kid-friendly book or is this PG-13, R-rated? What's the level?
It's PG-13. They're probably facing. Would you say some elements that could be R?
Yeah, there's some like horror and some kind of a little bit of gore that
Okay.
you wouldn't want kids to see, and
Yeah.
adult
Okay.
situations.
Because I on this cover here on this page I see the blood drip in the hand. Now I personally wouldn't have a problem with that with something like PG-13ish, but I don't know if it got darker. That's why I was.
Right.
No, it kind of dips into the R rating. For the most part, I think it'd be okay-ish. I don't know.
No, hey, listen, it's it's up to the kid and the parent to be looking at.
He'll be 13 in a couple months, and I think he'd be right on the edge of being okay with it.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It's not quite HBO. I would say it's FX.
FX. Okay.
HBO TV.
I'll take that.
Right.
Cool. So let's take a look at some of what you can get for pledging. So pledge $30 or more, you get the whole collection, plus Tales from Port Orion. And Tales from Port Orion, that's the one Joey worked on?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any samples of that on the page here? I don't know if I saw that anywhere.
No,
It's on there.
no, I didn't, Joey. I'm sorry. I totally. You can kind of, if you scroll down, you can see the cover amidst the other covers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see Joey's cover, which is number 2.
I saw Joey's cover right there.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
the bottom left.
Right here.
Yeah, you can kind of see that. And
Joe Dunn killed it. Killed it.
oh yeah, that was good stuff right there.
And that's another thing is like every cover, every cover has its own story with the artist and it's just it's just great.
I'm really liking is this Trey Gibson.
Yeah,
I'm loving his cover, and I and also a bit of Chris Garrison. I kind of feel like I see some of the European comic influence in them. Oh, hold on, you got the let me give you the screen for a second. Oh, nice.
mm-hmm.
That's Joey's way. Yeah, I gotta say I love looking at your work, man. It's I know. See, gorgeous again. I like what you do. You have this, I guess, barbarian looking character you're always kind of drawing.
Yeah.
And I just love that design of him. I'm waiting on a comic of him.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we all are waiting on that.
I know. My wife is waiting on it. Everybody's waiting on it.
Hurry it up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I see a lot of cool influences here. Joe Dunn, I can't place who his work reminds me of, but man,
he's so good.
He's loving it. I love it so much here.
Jealous of Joe Dunn. He's so good.
These are all people I got to look up their social media accounts too because I just want to follow everybody.
Yeah, they're all great. They really are.
And Chris, I love your cover here where it kind of feels like this Doc Ock kind of villain.
Oh yeah, that's a swipe or an homage.
These are all great stuff here. Man, I love this stuff. All right, so for $35 you get the collection and you get the Kickstarter T-shirt.
I think those are all early birds, and they may be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they are early birds. They're gone. Let me move past the early birds. Wait, where's the 50? Okay, this isn't an early bird anymore, right? 50
Correct.
Book and shirt combo. So basically, what the $35 one was that it was limited on. Now it's 50, and you get the shirt. This one here, the book and plushie for 55. So you get the collection and you get the tweed plush. 95. Here comes all the swag, the plush, the cover posters. You get all the cover posters?
Just one on that one.
Okay. You get the shirt, you get the collection, and you get the playing cards. 100 or more. these are my favorite tiers. I love to see as many indie comics in stores as possible. So seeing this, I think is a great, great deal. These are for comic shops and, for all the shops out there watching, shop owners or just people who work on it or people who want to see this on their stores, get people to this, before the 3 days is over so they can get some books on the shelves.
Yeah, that's actually, as far as everything is, that's as low as I could possibly get it for bookstore owners. To get it to them. I want it to be in small bookstores and indie bookstores and what have you. In fact, I did have somebody get that and they said, "Hey, can I get some more?" And it's like, "Oh, it's an add-on." And they're like, "Can I get six more at this rate?" And I was like, 6? I'll take it. Fine, I'll make an add-on specifically for you.
Right.
Not 5.
Amazing.
No, but that's great. So they wanted 6 more books or 6 more
6 more books.
copies?
So they got the
They got the
small
5.
bookstore, the 5, and then they wanted 6 more at the bookstore rate. So
yeah,
like, I'll make it happen for you, sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
really cool.
So when you go to add-ons, you'll see like one that's like 5 + 1.
Get the tweet plushie, all 11, the variant cover posters, exclusive T-shirt, the playing cards, and a discount on the items and lowered shipping costs. Fantastic. And then here's the ultra mega fad. Visit the creators. Okay, so we'll fly you out for a weekend so you can hang out with creator Taylor and Chris. We'll show you around town, grab some grub, and have a great time in general. And you'll get the book, and you'll get everything basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that's it. Wow.
I couldn't offer back rubs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and hugs maybe.
Maybe hugs. Maybe hugs.
No, listen, these are great tiers, dude. You got some really cool stuff going on here.
Yeah. Thanks.
I love it.
It was my fault for being impatient, and I just was like, "We're making this happen," and Fason is like trying to, as per usual. He's actually been doing work on the playing cards. If you hit updates, I think the latest update gives a sample of what.
The last 2 updates had like the blue blue bag, and then you saw the color one.
Yeah. Where do we go to updates on here?
The top, it says campaign and FAQ.
Oh, updates 14. Yeah, 14 updates on here. This post is. Oh, I can't see it then, or
that one you can. It's on that one.
3 days. Is this some of the playing cards?
Yeah, just the velour one for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see it.
Nice.
Ooh, God, that is sugar. That is just.
I love it.
So good.
I love this style. I mean, I think, like, Chris, I just have to have you back and we can do an art show of your work, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Just come on and let's look at your work and have some fun.
Cool. Yeah.
Let me go back here. Oh, man, this is great. And then this is just stuff going on here. 6 days. All right. So, and it looks like I got to complete a survey to get one of my Kickstarters right now. So, hold on. Sorry, I just need to get a sip of water.
I think I will do the same thing, but in my custom velour and tweed Nalgene water bottle.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, hold on. Let's take a closer look at that.
Let me see. Oh,
wait, who has it?
I do, Joey.
Oh, Joey. Sorry, I thought.
It's on my face real big for a second. I'm scared.
See, but I'm also drinking it in my velour and tweed T-shirt. I was going to fall over, so I'll stop right there.
I'm sorry. Now, hold on. I got to stop now, you guys, just for a moment, because I'm looking at your background. I see He-Man and Skeletor.
Okay.
What is that behind? There are 2 little figures.
Yep. So you got Stinkor, and then I custom made a Conan.
Okay.
I just painted him.
That's awesome. And who's that one behind Conan?
That is Cthulhu.
Okay, I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
2 Cthulhu's, a Wolverine Bank, and original Leonardo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Does he have the squishy head? Is he that original?
No. Unfortunately, this is it's one of the hard heads.
I had like the original squishy head Michelangelo and broke his arm off on the first day.
You know, when Ninja Turtles came out for me, what was it, like 88, 89 as a cartoon? I felt I was too old. I was like 12, 13 years old. I was too old to buy toys, you know. And I'm so pissed to this day that I didn't buy any of them because I am such a huge Ninja Turtle fan.
Yeah.
I actually knew about them in the cartoon before I knew about them in the comics because I didn't start going to stores until 1989.
Right.
So I remember I started looking at comic shops when I was 13, and I found one like a couple of towns away, and I went to it, and that's when I first saw like the original Ninja Turtle stuff, and but I also was seeing like the Archie Ninja Turtles, so,
yeah, the Ninja Turtle Adventures. I love those too. That was the thing that those campaigns when they separated. Like I found my first Ninja Turtle figure on the school bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so you stole somebody's Ninja Turtle figure?
And that's the thing is I was like, you know, I was asking around, whose is this? This is cool. What is this? Like trying to find out. Nobody ever claimed. So I put it in my little lunch sack and I took it home. That's when my brother was like, dude, that's a Ninja Turtle. And I was like, what? And then he showed me the oversized. We had the oversized Eastman Layard books. And I was just like, I'm hooked.
I have a copy of it's an original. It's the original printing of Ninja Turtles number 8, where Casey Jones makes his first appearance. A student gave it to me, and one of my college students, and I'm like, you know, I can't take this from you. And I said, because I don't want to be like blamed if you're gonna, you know, if your grade isn't what you think it is, and you guys said I can't take it. So after I turned in the grades, he handed it over to me, even before he knew his grade. I'm just like, he just left it on my desk. I said, no, I can't take it. And then he left it on my desk. I'm like, what am I going to do? Throw it out? So
That's awesome.
I took it home.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, hold on. We got a comment from Joe Ryan who says he can appreciate that he's customizing figures at the moment too. That's cool.
Right. That's my first one. And I'm pretty much done. I'm like not on the patience.
I used to build and perform puppets for a while. So I used to do a lot of sculpting and mold making and things like that. And I've been wanting to take a try at some custom figures and like sculpting heads and stuff. I just don't have the drive right now or the energy to do it. I'm just trying to get drawing done and without, you know, passing out, you know.
Like I was like, well, 3D printing, and I could, you know, pay somebody to do my molds, and then I can print them out. Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't have access to a 3D printer otherwise.
Right.
And I would try sculpting on in 3D. I used to do 3D modeling. I wasn't an animator for 3D, but I modeled characters years ago and stuff. And God, I hated it so much. I hate 3D so much. But you know what? I love being with clay. I just don't like it on the computer. I love sculpting with clay. I don't like sculpting with a brush and stuff, you know.
Right.
And so, you know, sometimes a little more traditional might be a little more fun for me. But yeah, no, I'm looking to think about doing that maybe this summer. Anyway, man, let's get back to this again. Like I said, we sidetrack a little bit on here. This stuff is I don't know what else to say, but just how cool it is. The story sounds fun. The just I don't know what else to say. The art looks great. The story sounds fun. I haven't had a chance to read anything. Like I said, I've been trying just to draw without passing out. I'm on a couple of freelance projects right now, and between that and my day job, I just want to, you know, I want to sleep. That's all I want to do. Is just take a nap, you know. So, I have to put this on my you know, list of web comics to check out. I do want to pledge though. I just got to see what level I can do. Man, are you guys
Visit us.
what?
You should come visit us.
Yeah.
I can't pledge that much. I do have a mortgage and a wife I enjoy being married to. So
Bring her too. No, I totally get it.
Maybe on one of my next drives down to Florida. I do go to Florida sometimes, and I do drive on occasion. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, it's totally, yeah, no, totally. Are you guys doing any cons that you're gonna have these books at? I mean, once you finish funding this, which it'll be in 3 days, will you guys have books that are going to be at cons by you? Are you going to travel to do shows? What are your plans for sales with this after?
Man, I hope so. I want to get into cons so bad. I haven't experienced them like Fason has, and I don't even know what. I just know that you have Fason. I don't even know to what degree.
Not extensively, but I mean, cons are great.
I'm just jonesing to go and have fanboys just yell at me and get angry at me for messing up something.
Draw me Wolverine. Draw me Wolverine.
Wolverine. Draw me my son. This is
I
my
don't draw.
Can you please draw my grandson?
I'll write you a story about Wolverine.
Listen, there are writers out there I know that do that. They'll be like, say it's $20, $25 or whatever it is, and they'll give them like a 1-paragraph story that they just make up on the spot.
That's genius.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
I thought it was great. I can't do that.
I'm done. I'm retired. That's what I'm doing with the rest of my life. But no, I definitely want to go to some cons to sell that out and meet people and talk to people and get to know people face to face and share and all the fun stuff. And I guess rub elbows is the only thing we can do now.
Right.
But I do also hope to have it in stores. We're going, if all goes well, we'll go through Ingram Spark.
Yeah. I'm using that right now for for a children's book I did.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this right now. I'm only having one issue. I finished drawing this book a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I uploaded it with the cover, and everything was going good. And then I denied the acceptance because I realized the cover was wrong. So I went back and redid the cover, and I can't upload the new cover for some reason without getting errors. And all I did was fix the ISBN code.
Mm-hmm.
And one other thing, I don't remember but it wasn't like the ISBN code went into the exact spot. I just switched it. And the other thing was just like a twinge of color on the front cover. And it keeps rejecting. So in a couple, I just have to wait for my schedule to clear up. I have that I'm going through Ingram Sparks. I'm going to try to fix that like the week of the 10th through, because I have off for my day job. So I'll focus on that. And my Wiz comic, I don't know if you guys probably don't even know who that is, but I did a comic strip called The Wiz in 2019. It was all on Instagram and Facebook, and I put a book together. I'm going to bring them back, but I put together a book, and I had my computer crash, and I lost 4 of the strips. So I'm pulling them down off Instagram right now and redrawing the strips just so I can put them into the book and have that done.
Right.
But that's going through Ingram Sparks as well. But I'm a little nervous because I'm having the issue with the cover.
I appreciate the heads up just to not make any mistakes.
But it is a fantastic. I have a lot of friends who use it, and it's a great service once you get it. Just buy your ISBN codes and stuff through broker and stuff, and you'll be fine. I mean, once I get it working and running, which I'm going to just sit down like that Monday or whatever and be like, I got to do this and get this done. Hopefully because it takes a day or two for them to approve it. So it's like, I want to do it early and then get that done. So,
well, then I may just reach out and see how, if you got any other pointers or anything else.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Feel free. I don't know if we're connected on social media, but definitely connect with me and we could, we can chat and stuff.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah. But I love the service. I love at least I love what they've provided for my friends. I haven't loved it for me yet.
Love what
once
they can.
Once it's done, I'll love this. I'll love it.
I love their reputation.
Yes.
Hey, that's something. That's something.
Yeah.
No, that's great to know. But yeah, we plan on doing that and getting it. Yeah, using their means of distribution. And kind of playing it by ear. So I'm open for advice if anyone's got any.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a whole stream. I'll bring the people in I know, and we can just talk about using services for printing and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I could do something like that. I'm totally up for that.
We
And
totally watch that. That's
I got
awesome.
the original promo print, the one that I was giving out to some folks.
hold on, let me give you the screen. I want to see a close up of it. Okay.
Um,
That's
thi-
nice.
This is from Mixum,
Okay, yeah, I know the company.
and they did a great
It
job.
looks it, yeah.
Really good.
They really, it looks and feels great. And Fason, I think that they did great on the colors. You can be the judge of that.
I think they did wonderful.
And I only had a little bit of a hiccup with them not being straightforward about supply chain issues.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I mentioned it to them, brought it to their attention, complained, they fixed it pretty quickly, and they didn't spit on any of my copies.
That's
So
good.
Right.
That's always good. No, I've worked with a lot of different printing places over the years, and I have friends who have worked with different ones,
mhm.
and I've seen good and bad stuff happen. Even with the good reputation companies, occasionally something messes up, but they're always good about fixing and stuff. I don't know I haven't heard anything bad about any company that's like every time I print with these guys, they're terrible.
Why do you keep printing with them then?
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing.
Right.
I hear, I hear stories about everyone that, I had this issue, or no, they just did fantastic, or whatever. It's
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Print Ninja reached out to me kind of a little bit early on during the campaign, but I checked them out earlier, and I like what they've done, at least by reputation. But it just, they didn't quite offer what I was hoping for overall.
Yeah, I think I have a sample. I always send out to the print houses and stuff. Can I get a sample to see who I want? And I have a bunch in my closet. Let's see, what do we got here? I don't know who this is here. The man, he says, when I was in the army, I was homeless and wanted to do a cartoon about couch surfing. I just need, that sounds like an interesting comic. Go do it, man.
Yeah, man.
There's something. I read a book. Oh God, who was it? He's a well-known comic artist. This is going back years ago. I was at an event, and they had, and I watched a panel on autobiographical comics, and this guy wrote a story about how all these people that he met on social media, say Facebook, maybe even it was MySpace time, I don't remember, and how he traveled cross country, and he stayed at all these people he met through social media, and one of them he ended up marrying. It became his wife. But it was a really cool story, nice art, and I can't remember the name of it. I think I might still have it somewhere packed away, but it was a fantastic autobiographical comic. So if you're talking about something like that, maybe build on your experiences, man. That's great stuff.
Absolutely, write what you know.
Yeah, exactly. That
Killer
is
name too.
Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, guys, I think I may have to wrap it up now just because of time, and I know it doesn't seem late, but I do have an early morning day job. So and I know probably you guys might too. So I want to first off, before we go, I want to take, and let me get to the right screen here. I'm gonna paste. I just put the link to the Kickstarter all over, and I want you guys at home, please go subscribe. Not subscribe. Yeah, well, subscribe to me if you haven't on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, whichever one you're watching on.
Nice.
Follow me on all my social medias. Just my name at Michael Gracia on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of them. Just type my name in. But go back this project. Let's
Michael,
help them. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. I checked the link out, and it's going to a 404.
Oh, I'm sorry. I copied it straight from.
One of them is working, so I don't know what.
From which do you know if it's the first, second, or third?
I think it was from the Twitch one.
The Twitch, so that's the third one. Okay. I copied it directly from Kickstarter. It's from the Kickstarter site. So if maybe you can copy and paste it.
Yeah, let me see if I've got a real quick. I'll just
the one from Twitch worked for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit all three of them as well.
Yeah, but Facebook and
just try. If you search Valoran Tweed and it goes to the website, that'll still
think you're right, to the Kickstarter. Yeah,
it still will take you to the Kickstarter, and you'll get an opportunity to read through the comic and see that all the artwork and know that it's right for you.
It's awesome. And one more pitch that I'm going to throw out there, I've read comics. I've still never found one. Like a lot of comics you can read and be like, oh yeah, that reminded me of this and this and this. I've never found a comic that's as unique. Like I can't compare it to anything because it's just so good on its own.
That's fantastic. I listen. I do want to back this. I got to figure out which level I can afford. I'm not coming to visit you. I'll tell you that right now. But I wish. Believe me, I wish I could. If I could donate to all those levels.
Oh yeah.
Is that me or someone?
That is me. I am so sorry.
Okay, no problem. It happens. Listen, it happens, man.
That's it. Time to go.
Yep.
No, I want to say though, I did post you just sent me another link, a shorter link. I posted it in the comments, so hopefully that works. I can't click them to see if they work on my end. So if you guys want to just do a quick check.
Looks like it for what I checked.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys use the shorter links to go and back this awesome project. I'm so looking forward to seeing it completed. At some point, getting a book in my hand. I'm really looking forward to this. You guys, I think you put something together that looks just fun. It looks, looks like something that's just a great escape out of your everyday routine, which is what I want my comics to be.
Yeah.
So
it's super
heart.
It's amazing.
What?
And it's got heart. I mean, Taylor did a great job, crafting this. That's worth for me to put a face to.
That's great,
Thank you,
man. That's great. Like I said, I really look forward to reading this. You guys, before I drop you backstage, if you guys can hang out for a few minutes, is there anything you guys want to wrap up and say real quick? Or
I'll just say thank you, Michael, for having us,
Absolutely.
and thank everybody for thank you all for stopping by and commenting and saying hey, and
cool.
Anyone
else?
What Taylor said, and please go back our comic. Yeah,
Back the comic. Check them out. Follow them on instant or on all the social medias. We love the community. We love talking. We love meeting people. Like yeah.
Awesome.
And like one thing that I give to this comic is like I've got two really great friends out of just reading a comic. So that's back it up. It's good. It's really good.
We'll be all your friends.
What?
We'll be all your friends.
Yeah.
We'll show up when you're not expecting it.
Well, you guys, I really want to thank you guys for coming on. All three of you are welcome back at any time. And anytime you have something to push or you just want to BS about comics, maybe reach out to me. If I have a free, date, we'll totally do that. I really enjoyed chatting with all three of you. I wish we can go longer. I wish we can just talk about so much more, but unfortunately there's real life waiting us outside the store here. And I'm just going to drop you guys backstage. If you can hold on for a moment. All right. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you, man.
Bye, guys. Thank you again, Michael.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So I had a great night tonight. Always do. I love doing this. I love talking with all the creatives. It's a really nice break from the usual day-to-day stuff, and I look forward every week to doing this show and bringing you guys some new creative people coming on. I got a long list of people that I think you're gonna have, be really interested with. I want to actually, Joe Ryan just put support indie. That is the whole point of the show. Support indie creators. Next week, I have it on my phone here. That's why I'm looking. This is my list of guests. Next week, I have a really talented artist who's been doing a few things in the industry. And he's actually an old student of mine coming on. I'm thrilled that he's doing what he's doing. I'm so proud, not because he was a student of mine, just because I know him and saw how he progressed from when I had him as a student to when he moved on to the Kubert School to what he's doing now professionally. So I'm going to be thrilled to sit down and chat with him. But we're going to start at 9 p.m. Due to his schedule. We're going to have Damian Torres on, and Damian's an awesome guy, amazing illustrator. So you guys tune in next week, and don't forget, in the comments, back this Kickstarter. You're gonna really, you won't be sorry. It looks great, and use the short links, guys. All right. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. All right. Bye, guys.